It's time to fix the ice crusher again. So this part right here fell out of the ice dispenser and into my wife's cup. So first you got to take the tray out and just shut off your ice machine. I already got it off, but you got to push on the O to get it to click off there. and then go ahead and lift up and then pull to get the ice tray out. This is going to be fun. The ice crusher housing, it has a flapper that's supposed to attach to this metal arm here that switches from crushed to solid, and it's broke off. That's the piece that I showed you earlier, but it was supposed to connect to that up there. Alright, let's start tearing it apart. So we got the Phillips head screw there and there. Then we also have a screw there and there. Now we got our cover off. Alright, so for this part, we got 3 1/4-inch bolts to take out. And this is the ice crusher housing. And before we can get the ice crusher housing off, we gotta take off this this C-clamp here. So when getting this off, it might shoot out, so just be mindful that it could go across the room. So I'm just going to get a flathead screwdriver in there and start doing that with it. There it goes. Now we can get the housing off. And we got this this arm here that you got to pull up and then get out of the way so that you can get the housing off. So just remember, when you put the new housing on, you got to turn this up this way to get it back into the new one. Something you want to make sure you do not lose is this little washer, and we'll need to save that to put on the new housing. So here's my new housing, and you're going to need to turn this up like this so it does that, because it's going to need to open and close this flap. So you're going to need to get it on the inside as a housing to go inside that that groove of this flapper door. And just to show you a screw up here, that if you do not get the blades with this plastic piece in the right position of the housing before putting it in, before putting it together, it won't crush the ice. So it just brings the ice around and dumps it out instead of crushing it. So we got to take the housing off, move that blade with the plastic parts up to where it's supposed to be, and I'll show you that. So when you're putting the housing on, you got to get this plastic piece down into this groove of the housing. So just make sure that you get that slid in there when you slide on the housing here. There we go. And then on the other side. And then on this side, you got to flip this arm up this way so that it springs back toward the housing. And then all at the same time lining up the shaft and the housing. There we go. And then on this, just need to get the arm up into the groove of this flapper. And now get all these screw holes to line up. There we go. And put the screws in. And just as a reminder, the 1/4 inch bolts go into this one, that one, and then this one. And now we want to put our washer. Usually washers have a little bit of a flat, rough side and a smooth, kind of curved side. I always like to put the smooth curved side on the outside there against the clamp. So we'll try to get this on without shooting it across the room. There we go. It's on there. So if you got the housing put on correctly, your flapper should be like this, and then when you actuate it, it'll close it and then flip back, and that should be its default position is closed. And then also down in here you got the 2 blades with the plastic piece that goes into that groove of the housing. So all that should be accurate. So let's line our cover up, and I'm going to put the inside screws on first. Time for the bottom side. Why isn't it just standing up? So one thing you will want to do now that it's all back together is definitely rinse it all out with water, because these screws can leave plastic, little plastic slivers or metal slivers from the screws, and you want to get that out of there. You don't want that in your ice. So here comes the ice tray. And we're going to lift up, pull it back a little bit, get that up and into there. Alright, ice tray is in all the way, and go ahead and turn it on. I'm going to push it all the way over. I know there's a lot of hard water on here, so don't make any comments about it. Alright, I got it on cubed. Let's go ahead and hit it and see what happens. Oh, you can see that door flipping back and forth. So let's do crushed. And that door doesn't move at all on crushed. Let's do cubed again. Yeah, so cubed makes it open. And crush just leaves it closed. So it's working. Alright, time to test it out. Fantastic, it's a crushing machine.